So today we're going to make the ultimate gift for that man who already has everything. We've got stripy, plain and Christmas bell. We have 16, 17 centimetres and then about 6 centimetres wide. So today I'm going to make this in this sky blue, and the way we start is by making 4 chain and we join with a slip stitch to make a circle. So let's pop those out of the way and join there with a slip stitch. Now I do work in UK terms, but I will translate into American as well. So make 1 chain and then into this circle we do 10 double crochets. So that's your UK. If you are working in American, it's a single crochet. So 10 of these double crochets into that circle. Right, when you get a certain way around, you might have to utch them round a little bit. That's my 8th and 9 and 10. Okay, now we're going to join to that first double crochet that you made here. Join with a slip stitch. So you still can see you've got a hole in the middle. So if you pull your tail yarn tight, that will close that gap. So the next thing we're going to do on the second round is 3 chain. And we're going to do 1 treble, which is the UK terms. In American it's a double crochet in the same stitch straight down, because we're just going to increase a tiny little bit. So we've done 3 chains and a treble down in that first stitch, and then we're going to make 1 treble into each stitch round. So you should have got 12 stitches by the end of this round. And your work will start curling a little bit. So I'm nearly at the end of this round. So that's 11, and can you see that last one? That's 12. So then we're going to join with a slip stitch. So your work should have just done that naturally. You're going to join with a slip stitch to the top of those 3 chain. If you're making the stripy version, there is a separate video, or you can change your colour here. If you're not sure how to do that, I would go and find, so that's your tip of your work, go and find the stripy video. It's on this playlist. So the next round, round 3, we're going to make 4 chain. Now this round's a little bit different. 4 chain, 1 treble into that next stitch there, and then 1 chain. So we're making little gaps and then 1 treble into that next chain. We're just giving it a little bit of flexibility. As we go round. And then we're going to shape it a little bit more on the next round, and after that it's just plain sailing after that. It's dead easy. So a treble and a chain. Treble and a chain, and then finish off with a treble and a chain. Join here, catch hold, pull through. So that's what it should look like so far. Now the fourth round is the trickiest, and but it's still very doable. So we go 3 chain and we do a treble into this chain space here. Really easy. Okay, now the next bit, we're going to treble 2 together with the treble and the chain space. So treble 2 together, and then through all 3. So you've got 3 stitches there. So, and then we do a treble into this one and a treble into this chain space. So you should have got 5 stitches there. And then we treble 2 together. And then we treble into the treble and we treble into the chain space. So that's your pattern round here. So this is a treble 2 together through all 3, and then 2 normal trebles. And this just brings it in slightly. Can you see? And it gives us that nice shape. So now we're on a treble 2 together. And a treble and a treble. Treble 2 together. And a treble and a treble, and then we need to treble these 2 together, and then we need to join to that 3rd chain. So that is the hardest. Can you see that's brought it in a bit and given it that extra shape at that point. So the 5th round is 3 chain and then 1 treble. So that's coming out of this one. 1 treble into each stitch to the end. So you should have got 18 stitches at this point by the end of this round. So that's what you should be, it should be looking like so far. Let me know in the comments which colour you've done it in. You can tag me on my Instagram at the Crochet Web and show me your finished version. That would be fantastic. So just have a quick count round how many stitches you've got, because this round now sets the pattern for the rest of the Willy warmer. Okay, so we're going to repeat round 5 until your work measures 16 centimeters or your required length. So the pattern is just 3 chain and then 1 treble all the way around. So I'm going to leave you and join back in a little while, have a little check up where we're up to, and then once you get to 16 centimetres, I'll join you back as well to show you how to finish off the final round, and then the ties, the waist ties. So once you get back round here, remember, join with a slip stitch to the 3rd chain, and then just keep going with the 5th round is the same right until the final round. So I'll catch you up in a little while. Hello, quick update. My project measures 9 centimetres already, so I hope yours is growing fast, and make sure you keep counting the stitches as you go around, so you've got obviously a piece of work that's consistent. So I'll catch you back up in a while. Keep crocheting. We're getting somewhere. I'm just checking how many more rounds I've got to go. So mine's now 12.5 centimetres, and it looks like I've got 3 rounds to go. So from the 5th one, so the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12, 13, 14, 15. So it's about 15 rounds altogether. So 3 more, and then we'll meet back to do the final round and the ties. What a brilliant little project. And imagine their face when they open this. The other thing I want to say is just, if you like cute little, quick little projects, I would really appreciate a subscribe. I'm trying to grow the channel, and that will just really help me, motivate me, and bring more cutesy projects. So we'll keep going, and I'll see you in a couple of rounds. So we're up to 16 centimetres, and the last round is just going to be 1 chain, and then into each stitch do 1 double crochet, so it brings your work a little bit sturdier at the top, gives it a nice edge. And then we'll just finish off with the waist ties. So quick round of double crochets or single crochets around the top, and I'll see you at the end. Join with a slip stitch. Right, so we've all joined up with a slip stitch at the end, and then because this work, the edges make it go like that, you might want to just twiddle it around a little bit, because your ties are going to come out from either side. So I'm just going to go back round with a slip stitch so it lands on the side, or you can fasten off and join up again. So we're going to make 75 chains. Sorry, this is going to be about 75 centimetres long, your the chains you make for the waist tie. I'll just show you on one of the finished ones, and then we'll meet back together when our ties length is about 75 centimetres. So this is what you're aiming for. Let's just zoom out a little bit. So this is what you're aiming for, so that it ties round the waist. So I'll catch you back here. So that's one of my ties done. I'm just going to snip that off, and then you can just chop that off there, and then just join on the other side and with a slip stitch. So that one's there. So around about here, join on with a slip stitch, and then same again, 75 centimeters of chains. So I hope you don't mind me asking again. Please subscribe, I would really appreciate it as I grow the channel. And I'll meet you back and we can have a look at the finished product. Okay, so let's just finish that off and snip that there. And then the last thing to do is just sew in this end here. That's the only end you've got to sew in. The one down the middle centre you've crocheted in, so you can either leave it there or you can just go in and snip it off. So let's sew this in nice and neatly inside, never to be seen again. Do it 3 times and then we can snip that off. So let's finish the job off properly. Go in, make sure that's as tight as can be, snip that off in the middle, and then we have a finished, ready to gift willy warmer. I'm happy with that. Thank you so much for watching. I shall see you on the next one, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. I hope it's been fun.